Well, it looks like we finally got some Sonic news. It's not the news you wanted though, so yeah, let's go over it. Okay, thanks to the wonderful people over at Tails channel, we have the following headline. Sega Sammy expects Sonic Prime to strengthen Sonic IP as pandemic slashes Sega's release schedule in nearly half. Yeah, you know this isn't going to be good, guys. This isn't going to be good. Sega gave more details in regards on how it's dealing with the pandemic, as well as its expectations of Sonic Prime. This was written by Azul35 and Ryan Scarlett over at the Tails channel, so shoutouts to them. As the end of another fiscal year approaches for Sega's parent company Sega Sammy, more details related to how the company has dealt with the COVID-19 pandemic and how it's dealing with Sonic Prime, the upcoming Sonic animation, have been revealed. In a Q&A with investors following their latest financial report, Sega Sammy were asked to explain the effects that the pandemic had on the company. Senior Vice President Yoichi Owaki admitted that their release schedule of video games suffered a setback. Right on Sonic's 30th anniversary. Okay, let's keep going. It was projected last August that 30 new titles will be released by this March, but they are now expected to release 18 titles, nearly half than originally thought. This is unfortunate, but at the same time, I kind of expected it. A lot of companies have moved to remote working, using things like Mellanox and Teradici and things of that nature, but when it comes to this pandemic, Sega don't really seem to have had a grasp on it. Sega seem to have been hit really badly. Sonic game announcements were due last year, guys, and there's no talk of when those announcements are going to come now, and I think that says a lot about the situation that Sega are in with this pandemic. Mr. Owaki says, the major factor has been delays in development, especially in the US and Europe due to the impact of lockdowns. Almost none of our employees have been able to commute to the office, and this is a big impact. Of course, and that makes complete sense. You know, it's been really difficult for a lot of companies, and I understand the struggles. It's not easy remote working. There's a lot of infrastructure, a lot of money you actually have to put into remote working. It's not all Zoom apps, folks. It's not all TeamViewer. Not on these kind of projects. It requires a lot of infrastructure and there's a lot of capital. And if they're not releasing games because of this pandemic and, you know, the time isn't there to bring in the money, what do you expect? Even things like merch chain supplies have been really hit by this pandemic. And I can understand where Sega are coming from on this. I can understand how it's had a big impact. And the US and Europe have had terrible luck with lockdowns. So we're still in our second or third one now in the UK that we're slowly looking to come out of. And I know that Sega have an office in Europe. They have an office in London. I've been there in my life. It's a lovely, lovely little place. So yeah, it's something to consider. This pandemic has had a really big impact. And of course, it was going to affect the games in some way. It was disclosed that Sega is still in the middle of formulating their plan for their next fiscal year's lineup. So not much information was able to be shared. Well, I think we need to start being honest with ourselves and realizing that Sonic's 30th anniversary is just a number. I don't think we're going to get a game this year. When asked about Sonic Prime, Sega Sammy said won't have direct financial gains from it, but it will be used instead to bring attention to the Sonic property and its multifaceted rollout, strengthening it. This is one thing I do have to commend Sega on, and I want you guys to listen to me because I'm speaking fact here. Jumping something off the back of Sonic Prime is a genius idea, because we also get the second movie next April. And I don't think Prime will come out before the movie, but we'll have the movie and Prime. Springboard a game off the back of that. And that's something that I said was a missed opportunity with this franchise originally. When this movie was coming out, the first one, there should have been a new Sonic game to release alongside it, because that generates hype. Now, the other side of me says that I'm glad they didn't do that, because they would have rushed something out again. It would have been underwhelming and not up to scratch, and we'd all be moaning on the internet about it. But, this is multifaceted, as they said, and I think this is a good idea. I actually think, in terms of marketing, a new game is better next year than this year. Don't sue me, but that's just what I'm saying. Mr. Owaki then went on to say, about Sonic Prime, we're not thinking of monetizing by itself. Our stance is to implement the Sonic Prime as part of strengthening the IP. And it's definitely a way to do that. It's definitely going to pull in new audiences. There are going to be kids that are watching this on Netflix and then are suddenly going to pick up their first Sonic game. And I know that may offend a lot of you, that it's not the classic era or, you know, Adventure 2 or Adventure 1 or, you know, it's not Black Knight. I don't know what your favorite is, but this is the reality. And it's something that I found in these videos and streams that I've been doing, that a lot of people have had really different experiences to me. And actually, I look at these games now, it's like, if this was my first Sonic experience, would I love it or would I hate it? Would I still be involved? And when it comes to games like Generations and Unleashed, which I've seen as some people's first Sonic game, that's definitely the case. I would love for that to be my first Sonic game. And that's everything from Tails' channel. I think it's very interesting. I am coming to the conclusion that we aren't going to get a new Sonic game this year. If we do, it's going to be something like the Adventure remakes, maybe just a flat-out port of some kind. But I just don't think, with this article coming directly from Yoichi Owaki of Sega Sammy, I just don't think we're getting a new Sonic game this year. And, you know, Sonic's anniversary is, as I said, just a number. Doesn't mean anything more than that at this point. We'll maybe have a celebration. You know, we might get some memes on his birthday. You know, that'd be nice. I think my video for his birthday, which no one will watch, but my video for his birthday is probably going to be the biggest celebration of it. In all honesty, I think the 30th anniversary is dead. Now, I don't want to say that. There's a lot of stuff coming this year in terms of like merchandising, and the comics are going to be doing some quite interesting things from what I can gather. But there's reasons to be hyped to be a Sonic fan, but not in terms of new games, I don't think. And I would love to be able to come back to this in 6 months and say, look how wrong I was. Look what an idiot I am for putting this video out on the internet. But we'll see. We'll see what happens, guys. And of course, if you want to see what's coming next from Sonic's future, then you best subscribe to the best damn Sonic channel on the YouTubes, you know what I'm saying? I cover everything to do with Sonic. I play a hell of a lot of Smash Bros. As your boy Sonic. And, I mean, what other reasons do you need? I just gave you 2. Hit the subscribe button, slap a like on this, comment below. That engagement always helps for other people to see the video. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think there's a game coming this year? I was completely convinced there was, and this article has convinced me otherwise. Let's be real, guys. This isn't a leaker on Reddit. This is Tails' channel talking to someone from Sega Sammy. So let me know what you think in the comments, and I will catch you on the next one, because that is where it tastes to be a calamity. Lots of love. Bye, guys.